अवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Please repeat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो
ॐ
भगवते
नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय
वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
Okay, reading from Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 8. Vethatvam saumya tat sarvam
वेत्थत्वं
वेत्थत्वं
सौम्य
सौम्य
सर्वं
तत्सर्वं
tatvatastadanugrahat
तत्त्वतस्तदनुग्रहात्।
bruyuh snigdhasya sishyasya
भूयुस्निग्धस्य
भ्रूयुस्निग्धस्य शिष्यस्य
guravo guhyamapyuta.
गुरवो
गुरवो
गुह्यमप्युत
गुह्यमप्यत।
Okay, synonyms. Vetha, you are well conversant. Tvam, your honor. Saumya, one who is pure and simple. Tat, those. Sarvam, all. Tatvataha, in fact. Tat, there. Anugrahat, by the favor of. Bruyuhu, will tell. Snigdhasya, of one who is submissive. Sishyasya, of the disciple. Guravaha, the spiritual masters. Guhyam, secret. Api uta, endowed with. Translation. Uh, okay, yeah. So actually, somebody else can. Yash, do you want to read the translation? Translation and then continue on.
And because you are submissive, your spiritual master have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. Purport by Sivan Grace, K.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The secret of success in spiritual life is in satisfying the spiritual master and thereby getting his sincere blessings. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has sung in his famous eight stanzas on the spiritual master as follows: I offered my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Only by his only by his satisfaction one can please the personality of Godhead. And when he is dissatisfied, there is only havoc on the path of spiritual realization. It is essential, therefore, that a disciple be very much obedient and submissive to the bona fide spiritual master. Srila Sutta Goswami fulfilled all these qualifications as a disciple, and therefore he was endowed with all favors by his learned and self-realized spiritual masters such as Srila Vyasadeva and others. The sage of Naimisharanya were confident that Srila Sutta Goswami was bona fide. Therefore, they were anxious to hear from him.
Jai. Okay, text 9. तत्र तत्राञ्जसायुष्मन्
तत्र
तत्र तत्राञ्जसायुष्मान्
भवता यद्विनिश्चितम्
भवता
भवता
यद्विनिश्चितम्
यद्विनिश्चितम्
पुंसामेकान्ततः श्रेयस्
पुंसाम्
पुंसामेकान्ततः
एकान्ततः श्रेयस्
तन्नः संशितुमर्हसि.
तन्नः संशितुम् अर्हसि।
Okay, word to word translations. Tatra thereof, tatra thereof, Anjasa made easy, Ayushman blessed with the long duration of life, Bhavata by your good self, yet wherever, Vinishchitam ascertained, Pumsam for the people in general, Ekantataha absolutely, Shreyaha ultimate good, Tat that, naha to us, samshitum, to explain, arahasi, deserve, translation. Sunil, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Purport. Yes. Jai Shri Ram. In Bhagavad Gita, worship of the Acharya is recommended. The Acharyas and Goswamis are always absorbed in thought of the well being of the general public, especially their spiritual well being. Spiritual well being is automatically followed by material well being. The Acharyas therefore give directions in spiritual well being for people in general. Foreseeing the incompetencies of the people in this age of Kali, or the iron age of quarrel, the sages requested that Suta Goswami give a summary of all revealed scriptures, because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. The sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which is the ultimate good for all the people. The condemned state of affairs of the people of this age is described as follows.
Okay. Text 10. प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्य
प्रायेणाल्पायुषसभ्य
कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः
कलास्मिन् युगे जनाः
मन्दा सुमन्दमतयो
मन्दासुन्दमतयो
मन्दभाग्या ह्युपधृताः
मन्दभाग्या ह्युपद्रुताः
Prayena, almost always, alpa, meager, ayushaha, duration of life, sabhya, member of a learned society, kalau, in this age of Kali, quarrel, asmin, herein, yuge, age, janaha, the public, mandaha, lazy, sumandamatayaha, misguided, mandabhagyaha, unlucky, he, and above all, upadhrutaha, disturbed. Sunil,
Yeah,
take
yes, yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
yes.
She's here.
Translation. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Purport. The devotees of the Lord are always anxious for the spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyze the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on another's mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. The people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self realization. The human life is especially meant for self realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence, and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, men have no desire for self realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers.
Okay, thank you. All right. Neeraj, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also of many different types of sense factory diversions, such as cinemas, sports, gambling clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to so many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous
Scrupulous.
men unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths which are not based on any lived scriptures, and very often people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on that people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. The student brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained, and householders do not observe the rules and regulations of Grastha ashrama. Consequently, the so-called Vanprasthas and sannyasis who come out of the Grastha ashrams are easily deviated from the rigid path. In the Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is charged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilizations, man has formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has also become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present disordered values of human society. The sages of Nemishraya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls, and here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami.
Okay. Text 11. Bhurini bhuri karmani
भूरिणि भूरि कर्माणि
Bhuri
श्रोतव्यानि विभागशः
श्रोतव्यानि विभागशः
अथ साध्योऽत्र यत्सारम्
अतः
अथ सान्ध्योऽत्र यत्सारम्
समुद्धृत्य मनीषया
समुद्धृत्य मनीषया
ब्रूहि भद्राय भूतानां
ब्रूहि भद्राय
Bhadraya
भूतानाम्
येनात्मा सुप्रसीदति.
येनात्मा सुप्रसीदति
Yati.
Okay, synonyms. Bhurini, multifarious. Bhuri, many. Karmani, duties. Shrotavyani, to be learned. Vibhagashaha, by divisions of subject matter. Ataha, therefore. Sadho, O sage. Atra, herein. Yat, whatever. Saram, essence. Samudhritya, by selection. Manishaya, to the best of your knowledge. Bruhi, please tell us, Bhadraya, for the good of Bhutanam, the living beings, Yena, by which Atma, the self, Suprasidati, becomes fully satisfied. Translation um, Satyam, would you like?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them, there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instructions their hearts may be fully satisfied. Purport: Atma or self is distinguished from matter and material elements. It is spiritual in constitution, and thus it is never satisfied by any amount of material planning. All scriptures and spiritual instructions are meant for satisfaction of the self or Atma. There are many varieties of approaches which are recommended for different types of living beings in different times and at different places. Consequently, the number of revealed scriptures are innumerable. There are different methods and prescribed duties consideration recommended in various scriptures, taking into consideration the fallen condition of the people in general in this age of Kali. The sages of Naimisharanya suggested that Sri Shuddha Goswami relate the essence of all such scriptures, because in this age it is not possible for the fallen souls to understand and undergo all the lessons of all these various scriptures in a Varna and Asrama system.
Okay, thank you. Priyam?
The Varna and Ashram society was considered to be the best institution for lifting the human being to the spiritual platform. But due to Kali Yuga, it is not possible to execute the rules and regulations of these institutions, nor it is possible for people in the general to completely sever relation with their families as the Varnashrama institution prescribes. The whole atmosphere is surcharged with opposition, and considering this, one can see the spiritual emancipation for the common man in this age is very difficult. The reason the sages presented this matter to Sutta Goswami is explained in the following verses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, text 12. Suta janasi bhadram te
Suta janasi
Sutajanasi
bhadram te
bhadrate
Bhagavan satvatam patihi
Bhagavan
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 satvatam
Patihi
patihi
devakyam vasudevasya
Devakyam
Devakyam
Vasudevasya
Vasudevasya
jato yasya chikirshaya.
Jato
Tato
Yasya
yasya
Chikirshaya.
chikirishaya
Okay, synonyms. Suta, O Suta Goswami, Janasi, you know, Bhadram, Te, all blessings upon you, Bhagavan, this personality of Godhead, Satvatam, of the pure devotees, Patihi, the protector, Devakyam, in the womb of Devaki, Vasudevasya, by Vasudev, Jataha, born of Yasya, for the purpose of Chikirshaya, executing. Okay, translation. Uh, let's see who's next. Vivek, would you like to read?
Sure, Prabhu. Translation and purport by His Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. All blessings upon you, O Suta Goswami. You know for what purpose the personality of Godhead appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva. Purport. Bhagavan means the Almighty God who is the controller of all opulence, power, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. He is the protector of his pure devotees. Although God is equally disposed to everyone, he is especially inclined to his devotees. Sat means the absolute truth, and persons who are servitors of the absolute truth are called Sattvatas. And the personality of Godhead who protects such pure devotees is known as the protector of the Sattvatas. Bhadram, te, or blessings upon you, indicates the sage's anxiety to know the absolute truth from the speaker. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared to Devaki, the wife of Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the symbol of the transcendental position wherein the appearance of the Supreme Lord takes place.
Jai. Okay, text 13. Tanna sushrushamananam
Tanna
Shushramanam
Susrusamanam
arhasyanganuvarnitum
Arhasya
Arhasi Anganuvarnitum
Anganuvarnitum
Varnitum
yasyāvataro bhūtānām
Yasyavataro
Yasyavataro
Bhutanam
Bhutanam
क्षेमाय च भवाय च.
Kshemaya
Shemaya cha Bhavaya
Chavaya
cha.
Synonyms. Tat, those, naha, unto us, sushrushamananam, those who are endeavoring for, arhasi, ought to do it. Anga, O Suta Goswami, anuvarnitum, to explain by following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. Yasya, whose avataraha, incarnation, bhutanam, of the living being, kshemaya, for good, cha, and bhavaya, upliftment, cha, and. Okay, translation, purport, Vedavyas Priya Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
O Suta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one who is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. Purport. The conditions for hearing the transcendental message of the Absolute Truth are set forth herein. The first condition is that the audience must be very sincere and eager to hear, and the speaker must be in this line of disciplic succession from the recognized Acharya. The transcendental message of the Absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one becomes gradually purified. Therefore, one must be in the chain of disciplic succession and learn the spiritual art of submissive hearing. In the case of Sutta Goswami and the sages of Naimisharanya, all these conditions are fulfilled because Srila Sutta Goswami is in the line of Srila Vyasadeva, and the sages of Naimisharanya are all sincere souls who are anxious to learn the truth. Thus, the transcendental topics of Lord Sri Krishna's superhuman activities, his incarnation, his birth, appearance or disappearance, his forms, his names, and so on, are all easily understandable because all requirements are fulfilled. Such discourses help all men on the path of spiritual realization.
Jai. Okay, making good progress today. Apanna samshritim ghoram
Apanna samshritim ghoram
Ghoram
yannama vivasho ghrinan
nama
Yannama
vivasho grinan
tatha sadhyo vimuchyeta
tata
Tata
sadhyo
Sadhyo
vimucheta
Vimuchyeta
yadbibheti swayam bhayam.
Yad
Yad
Bibeti
vibheti
Swayam
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 Bhayam.
bhayam.
Okay. Um, Word-to-word translations. Apannaha, being entangled. Samshrutim, in the hurdle of birth and death. Ghoram, too complicated. Yet, what? Nama, the absolute name. Vivashaha, unconsciously.Ghrinan, chanting. Tataha, from that. Sadhyaha, at once. Vimucheta, gets freedom. Yet, that which. Bibheti, fears. Swayam, personally. Bhayam, fear itself. Translation. Fanish?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Purport. Vasudeva or Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller of everything. There is no one in creation who is not afraid of the rage of the Almighty. Great asuras like Ravana, Hiranyakasipu, Kamsa, and others who were very powerful living entities were all killed by the personality of Godhead. And the Almighty Vasudeva has empowered his name with the powers of his personal self. Everything is related to him and everything has its identity in him. It is stated herein that the name of Krishna is feared even by fear personified. This indicates that the name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. Therefore, the name of Krishna is as powerful as Lord Krishna himself. There is no difference at all. Anyone therefore can take advantage of the holy names of Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, even in the midst of the greatest dangers. The transcendental name of Krishna, even though uttered unconsciously or by force of circumstances, can help one obtain freedom from the hurdle of birth and death.
Jai. Okay, text 15. Yad pada samshraya suta
Yat
Yat
Pada
pada samshraya
Samshraya Sutta
suta
munayah prashamayanaha
Munayat
munayat
Munaya
Prashamayanaha
prashamayana
Prashamayanaha
sadhyah punantyupasprishthaha
sadyam
Satyam
Sadhyanti
punayanti
Upaprishta
upasprishtha
swardhunyapo nusevaya.
vardhun
Svardhunyapo
apo
Anusevaya
nusevaya.
Devaya
Yet, whose? Pada, lotus feet, samshrayaha, those who have taken shelter of, Suta, O Suta Goswami, Munayaha, great sages, Prashamayanaha, absorbed in devotion to the Supreme, Sadhyaha, at once, Punanti, sanctified, Upasprishthaha, simply by association, Swardhuni, of the sacred Ganges, Apaha, water, Anusevaya, bringing into use. Okay, Fanish, is your wife there to read or?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
O Suta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. Purport. pure devotees of the Lord are more powerful than the waters of the sacred river Ganges. One can derive spiritual benefit out of the prolonged use of the Ganges water, but one can be sanctified at once by the mercy of a pure devotee of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that any person, regardless of birth as Sudra, woman, or merchant, can take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, and by so doing can return to Godhead. To take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord means to take shelter of the pure devotees. The pure devotees whose only business is serving are honored by the names Prabhupada and Vishnupada, which indicate such devotees to be representatives of the lotus feet of the Lord. Anyone, therefore, who can take shelter of the lotus feet of a pure devotee by accepting the pure devotee as his spiritual master can be at once purified. Such devotees of the Lord are honored equally with the Lord because they are engaged in the most confidential service of the Lord, for they deliver out of the material world the fallen souls whom the Lord wants to return home back to Godhead. Such pure devotees are better known as wise lords according to revealed scriptures. The sincere disciple of the pure devotee considers the spiritual master equal to the Lord, but always considered himself to be a humble servant of the Lord. This is the pure devotional path.
Okay, thank you. Okay, text 16. It's not loading. Something wrong. Okay. को वा भगवतस्तस्य
को
को
वा
वा
भगवतस्तस्य
भगवतस्तस्य
पुण्यश्लोकेऽद्य कर्मणः
पुण्यश्लोकेऽद्य
पुण्यश्लोके
कर्मणः
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 शुद्धिकामोऽनुशृणुयात्
शुद्धिकामो
नो
शुद्धिकामोऽनुशृणुयात्
शृणुयात्
यशः कलिमलापहम्
यशकामलापहम्
यशकलिमलापहम्
यशकामलापहम्
Kaha, who, va, rather, Bhagavataha, of the Lord, tasya, his, punya, virtuous, shloka, idya, worshipable by prayers, karmanaha, deeds, shuddhikamaha, desiring deliverance from all sins, na, not, shrunuyat, does hear, yashaha, glories, kali, of the age of quarrel, mala, apaham, the agent for sanctification. Okay, translation. Narayan, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Translation. Who is there desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel? Who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord? Purport. The age of Kali is the most condemned age due to its quarrelsome features. Kali Yuga is so saturated with vicious habits that there is a great fight at the slightest misunderstanding. Those who are engaged in the pure devotional service of the Lord, who are without any desire for self aggrandizement, and who are free from the effects of fruitive actions and dry philosophical speculations, are capable of getting out of the estrangements of this complicated age. The leaders of the people are very much anxious peace to live in peace and friendship, but they have no information of the simple method of hearing the glories of the Lord. On the contrary, such leaders are opposed to the propagation of the glories of the Lord. In other words, the foolish leaders want to completely deny the existence of the Lord in the name of secular state. Such leaders are enacting various plans every year. But by the insurmountable intricacies of the material nature of the Lord, all these plans for progress are being constantly frustrated. They have no eyes to see, but they have no eyes to see that their attempts at peace and friendship are failing. But here is the hint to get over the hurdle. If we want actual peace, we must open the road to understanding of the Supreme Lord Krishna and glorify Him or His virtuous activities as they are depicted in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Jai. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we've done 16 verses so far. And I this Saturday we won't have another reading session because I'll be traveling. But Thursday there'll still be a class as planned. In fact, right now we are just exactly at the place where we stopped classes also. So, we're going to continue that in the same, but we'll explain, we'll have katha in that regard. Okay. Any questions? Sunil?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
The Ashtakam that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura wrote,
Yeah.
is this the Guru Ashtakam Samsara
Yeah.
Davana? Okay.
Yes. It's the same one. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Which we sing every morning. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wanted to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
That's
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have two questions from two different stanzas of what we read today.
Yeah.
First is as we say, it's a continuing question of the Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. A bona fide spiritual master is pleased by you. That means Supreme Personality of Godhead is also pleased by you.
Mm-hmm.
So, how one should be act after we know that spiritual master is pleased by us, and later on spiritual masters leave this world, and after that, in some, for instance, that the devotee with whom spiritual master was pleased is now a little bit deviated or something like that, and how we can see in that scenario, Guru?
How can we see? You see like what you saw, that he was pleased, and we are very grateful. We cannot minimize the great service that they have done, but at the same time, right now they have deviated, and that has to be seen and that has to be stated. Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, you must have heard the recent lectures, two lectures he gave on HDG. So, yeah, so I mean, um, that is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who Srila Prabhupada was extremely pleased with. But right now, he is clearly saying things that are completely against what Srila Prabhupada said, directly against what Srila Prabhupada said, directly against what Scripture says. And so it has to be understood in that way only. The thing is, one is a pure devotee as long as one follows the pure devotional path. The moment one deviates from the pure devotional path, then one is no longer a pure devotee. And therefore, the example of Dvivida has been given, because Dvivida was an associate of Lord Ramachandra who participated in the battle of Lanka and helped Rama retrieve Sita back. But later, due to bad association, he became a demon and he attacked Balaram and was acting in a very envious manner and disturbing Balaram and trying to kidnap his. Um, Basically, he was trying to abuse Balaram's um, queens and other associates. And Balaram became very angry and killed him. But Dvivida became a gorilla. I mean, Dvivida gorilla became a demon, sorry. Um, and why? Because of bad association. The same Lakshmana, when he has appeared as Balaram, Dvivida could not recognize. He could not recognize Krishna. So bad association is like that. Association is extremely powerful. Therefore, good association can uplift you. Bad association can make you fall. Um, and that's the nature. Therefore, it is recommended as part of devotional service that we always stay in the association of devotees.
Yes, Guru. And probably another question is from another verse is a pure devotee of Krishna is anxious about the spiritual advancement of the general public. But at the same time, I like recently, if it like especially and in the and general public, and it's also means like a devotee is just like Kanistadikari. But like they want like senior devotees wants everyone to grow up. So, but at the same time, uh, if someone is not doing something properly, they need improvement. But at the same time, I heard that okay, you can speak that okay, you need to be improved. You can speak only at that time when he will make the changes, like when he will improve himself. then and then you can tell them that, okay, if someone is not obeying or listening, then we cannot advise them. But then how this thing fit in this scenario? Like, we're anxious, but at the same time we know that he won't grow up, he don't want to listen us.
You are anxious, but they won't. I'm not clearly understanding your question.
I'm anxious, like these devotees are not going properly in Krishna consciousness.
Okay,
But at the
but they
same
won't
time,
listen to you.
yeah. So what
So
to
what
do
are you
with
supposed to do?
so
What
what
can
to
you
do with
do?
this?
What can you do? I mean, if it
So
is within your capacity to do something, you can do something. But I mean, even Srila Prabhupada, he was here on the planet. He wanted to save every single soul from going to hell. But still, when Srila Prabhupada was on the planet, souls went to hell in the millions. So many were saved, no doubt. Millions were saved just by hearing the Mahamantra, getting books and everything. So much Harinam was going on. But still, so many went to hell. So, what can be done? We can't do it. I mean, this year we are talking about pure devotees, right? We are talking about people like Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. So, who are we? So, I mean, we can try, but ultimately we have to understand that every living entity has their minute independence. I mean, you can only help to a certain degree. You cannot force. So you can try to be nice to them, you can try to attract them in different ways, but there is no guarantee. And if they don't want to listen, they're not going to listen. So what do? Find somebody who will listen. That's called preaching. That's preaching. Nobody is listening, nobody is listening. So I don't what. So go find somebody. The whole point of preaching is to find somebody who will listen. Otherwise, where is preaching?
yes, thank you so much, Rudy.
Okay. Narayan?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanmar Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhuji, just the question like related to Yash Prabhu's question. So when you see that, okay, this is not something that we should do, like you see the deviation, like what we call as like instead of fault finding, we see the deviation, right? And then we are tagged as you are from a different branch just because we are listening to His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. So just because of that, we are tagged as a different branch. So still, like, should we associate with them? And even like we know that they have given us a separate tag.
Yeah, I mean, you have to see they've given you a separate tag. Um, again, somebody sent me, one of the devotees sent me a video of in a temple, the ISKCON temple. They have, because of trying to help with the mortgage and this and that, they have allowed the worship of Sai Baba. Some people are renting and they are worshipping Sai Baba right in front of the deity, right there in the temple room. I mean, at that point, it's definitely a bit too much. And one it definitely it brings to question, what is the point? Is there any benefit in even associating with such people when it's so fallen? It's quite difficult, and it's actually there is hardly any benefit in that particular case, at least. Now, people, it's normal that people will give tags and this and that. I mean, but I wouldn't say that that is alone reason to avoid. Yeah, they may feel like that, but if otherwise, you know, um, they are allowing us to do some service and somehow we can interact with them, then you might as well interact, unless it becomes like this crazy where almost it's like, it's gone so far off
Mhm.
that yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, I experienced that in India. Here it's not so common, but in India you will find generally each center is generally mostly disciples of one guru.
Hmm.
So if you happen to be if you happen to be aspiring from another guru in that
That.
place,
Hmm.
then you're viewed as like like little black sheep. um, and it's kind of common. And So I was in that situation where I started aspiring from Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, but I was in a center with another guru prominent, and you will get a little second class treatment. But and
All
something
right.
they will say, oh yeah, because you are Bhakti Vikas Maharaj disciple, you are so strict and you have so many fanatical ideas, but it's okay. But otherwise, in general, I mean, we were allowed to do service and we were associating and we had some good relationships with some devotees. We had some good friends. There were some senior devotees also who I was personally inspired by, who were not who were disciples of that guru, but nevertheless they were good devotees in general. I still have respect for them. I still have a relationship with them also. And I may have had some differences with certain people, but the differences alone, it wasn't such a thing that I wouldn't want to go and associate. I didn't consider them devotees. I consider them Vaishnavas. And I even now, I'm planning to visit one of them, um, just because I value his association and like
Mhm.
that. So
And probably another question is, like when you bring a like new friend to the temple, and like let's say in the Mangala Aarti, we start with the in the Aarti it's all about like we glorify Guru, right? And so how we can explain to them, like, because in the other temples they have just heard let's say Jai Jagdish or something like that, right? So when they come to ISKCON temples and they attend the Mangala Aarti, so how we can just convince, okay, this is the reason we are doing this, like in a, like let's say layman
why are
language.
we worshipping Guru first thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because the Guru has to be worshipped first. Um, Srila Prabhupada specifically instituted this standard because in today's day and age, people are so independent. It's a DIY culture, do it yourself for everything. People like to read their own books. They like to give their own interpretations. They like to do their own research. They want to do their own thing. Nobody wants to follow authority. Nobody wants to follow guidance. So Srila Prabhupada specifically, he instituted daily Guru Puja. He instituted Guru Ashtakam prayers in the morning. Prabhupada very heavily instituted worship of Guru. Um, because without the Guru's mercy, without the Guru's blessings, you can't go back to Godhead. There's just nothing there at that point. Actually, it's not that we are only worshipping Guru. We are chanting Guru Ashtakam first, then we chant Panchatattva, and then we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare
So
Krishna,
Hare
yeah.
Krishna Mahamantra, we are chanting Hare Krishna only. But the point is, first, we offer respect to Guru. The thing is, we do that in any kirtan. In any kirtan, you begin with
Hmm.
Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, Panchatattva. But instead of the Pranam Mantra, you chant the whole Guru Ashtakam glorification, glorifying the Guru. That's all. But you do that in any kirtan. Even before we start chanting japa, we offer respect to Guru.
Respectful.
So Guru's worship always comes in the beginning, and that is found in every sampradaya everywhere. This Om Ajnana Timirandhasya, this verse is known by many Hindus know this verse. It's taught commonly in many schools and other places. Or then they have verses you must have heard as a child. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo
Devo Maheshwar.
Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri
My Shri
Gurave
Guru
Namaha. So all
Dev.
this is there that generally such verses are there.
Right.
Worship of Guru is there. Actually, Guru Ashtakam, this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Guru Ashtakam. But if you see there, Adi Shankara has his Guru Ashtakam. And this Guru Ashtakam is composed by multiple acharyas. Um, the worship of Guru is so important.
And Prabhu, one more question is for Radha Kripa Kataksh. Like, what's the specific reason? Let's say if you are to tell someone like this that this is the reason we don't do it very often, or we don't do it every single day or every other kirtan on Sunday feast like that. So
Which one?
Radha Kripa Kataksh.
The prayer,
Yeah.
chanting that.
Yeah. Like in Kirtans, people do it, right?
What do you mean, Radhe, 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 like this?
No, Radha Kripa Kataksh.
There
Oh,
is
I don't know. I've heard it like once. I didn't know that it's a regular thing.
People will do it.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I was like, and it's just the way they sing it. I think it makes them happy, or let's say, and
Well, I mean, everything, yeah.
yeah. So because of that, every single time, let's say you visit the, let's say if there's a huge association of the devotees, especially in the like GTA side. So it's like you most probably I heard it from Toronto Kirtan Mandali only. They do the Radha Kripa Kataksh all the time, and you know that Radhe
Oh.
Radhe. Yeah. So because of that, I was asking like if someone asks like what's the like now what's the wrong in that, like why can't we do so, then how to explain like just
The
that this is the
thing
reason.
is that, see, there is a pastime in Transcendental Diary
Hmm.
with Lokanath Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. So this is 1976, October. And up till this time, they were not even chanting Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari. They were not even chanting that. And Loknath Maharaj and his party started chanting. And the interesting thing is, if you look at Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will see this word Hari Bol. It's there. But Srila Prabhupada never chanted it. And it was not chanted in the movement at all. And they started chanting it, but they really went all on. They got very enthusiastic, and sometimes it would go on for 5 minutes. Hari bol, 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 hari bol. You know, and and then and sometimes it in during um, that time, sometimes it would go longer than the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Harikesh Maharaj was very disturbed by it, and he brought it up to Srila Prabhupada. He said, "What is this nonsense? This is Haribol, Haribol." And so then Srila Prabhupada said, "See, it's Nitai Gaur. You're saying, Nitai Gaur Haribol." So he said, "Yes, it's names of Nityananda and Gauranga." But he said, but why to chant, because we are already chanting Panchatattva mantra that is already there, and Hare Krishna mantra is what has been prescribed. This is what we are supposed to do. Why should somebody do anything different? That was Prabhupada's argument. It's not like what is wrong, but Prabhupada's point is, why do you need to change? Why do you need to do something different? See, people ask, what is wrong, Prabhuji? What is wrong? But the question is, what is the need? So, um, the need comes actually, if you analyze it deeply, we are not satisfied with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We find it boring. We need some other things. We want some, different, different,
tune tune
different
or yeah,
melody, different thing, something different. So, I like,
अलग
something,
सुनने
some
में
change,
सुनने में अच्छा लगे.
some change, some variety, But what does that mean? There is a spirit of entertainment
Some
Hmm.
masala.
because we are not satisfied. We are not satisfied, and but then, उसमें क्या है प्रभु जी, सब भगवान का नाम है. ओके, सब भगवान की नाम है, तो सब भगवान की नाम है, तो फिर एक नाम से आपका क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया? तो व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम विद जस्ट वन नेम? सब भगवान का नाम है, ठीक है, तो एक नाम ले लो. जिस जिस नाम जिस 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 हरि नाम शिला प्रभुपाद दिए, वो ले लो, बस सेटिस्फाई हो जाओ. What it means actually, if somebody is sincere enough, they will recognize that, I am not spiritually advanced, therefore, I am not satisfied with the holy name of Krishna. I am applying my material desire for variety. Just like I get sick and tired of one iPhone, I want to get the next iPhone. And, in the house, I, if the sofa is in one location, after some time they'll move the sofa to another location. Why? I could change karna, it looks boring, same location, same thing, the same place, change. So everybody wants to keep changing. So that is actually a material thing.
Mm.
And it reflects a lack of taste in spiritual things, because the whole purpose of coming to Krishna consciousness is that we are trying to get over this hankering. Abrahma Bhuvana Loka, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. I'm going from one life form to another. First I'm a pig, then I become dissatisfied as a pig, then I become dog, I become dissatisfied with dog, then I change it, and I become another type of dog, and this then I become one human being. I go to this place, that place. I keep changing. Um, so this, not that there is no variety in Krishna consciousness. It is not that there is no variety, but we need to be satisfied with the variety that's been given to us. We try to go with that variety. That there is so much variety. Why Radha Kripa Kataksha Stotram? There is so why not Hari Hari Bifale Janama Goinanu? That was Prabhupada's favorite bhajan. Why not sing that? Because the Manusya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Bhajya Janiya Sunya Bhisha Kaino. That after obtaining human form of life, I have failed to worship Radha and Krishna, and by this I have knowingly drunk poison. This is what we need to hear.
Mhm.
This is what we need to hear. There also Radharani is there. But it reflects our position of where we are, that we are knowingly drinking poison by not worshipping Radha and Krishna. And we are wasting our human form of life. This is what we need to hear. So, yes, okay, it's there. We are allowed to sing like this. Radha Kripa Kataksha Sotram, we can sing that on Radhashtami. Okay, one day, we can sing. But if we just sing all those things, we are not reminded. And that's the whole point. Why have Acharya spent? If you look, Narottam Das Thakur's bhajans, so much time they have spent to write these kind of bhajans like Sharanagati, and of course that's Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but Narottam Das Thakur has written so many bhajans. Why have they written all these bhajans? For us, they were not in that fallen position. So those we need to sing more. This is recognition of and through that you will get the variety that is appropriate for our level of Krishna consciousness. There are different levels of Krishna consciousness, and in those different levels, there are different varieties. So, we are not qualified for a certain variety just yet. We need to become free of material desires. So, yes, okay, you want variety. There is enough variety. But one has to be sincere enough to analyze and discuss this. Otherwise, anyways, it becomes sahajya. You take everything very cheaply.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 8:23. Vivek, is your question short? Because I have to go. But
Yeah, very short, Prabhuji.
yeah,
This question came from you describing about this Haribol thing. Normally, with the limited knowledge what I have, Haribol means say Hari's name, right?
yeah.
That is what it is. So in ISKCON communities and all, if somebody makes a donation or if somebody wants to appreciate, they say like say Haribol 3 times. People also say Haribol 3 times. I never understand like okay, nobody is calling Hari's name. That fellow is saying Haribol. This fellow is also saying Haribol. How did this culture started and nobody think about it, Prabhuji?
I mean, the thing is, Maharaj explains that, see, Haribol can be said, right? But the thing is that it's generally said from seniors to juniors. Um, even Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, sometimes he would, just to call his servants or something, he might say Haribol. And but then we would come in and we would offer obeisance and say, Hare Krishna Maharaj, yes, what can we do? Then we are actually listening to him. We are saying Hare Krishna. That's our response to his Haribol. And sometimes, yes, um, Maharaj may be happy and he would say, Haribol, wonderful. And then we would say Hare Krishna, Jai, like that or something like this. But we would never tell him Hari Bol. It's come because, I mean, I don't know. I guess it sounds good. I don't know. It's just really popular. And when you do it, it feels right also sometimes. Yes, Hari Bol. It's like, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anyways,
this happened because once somebody said Haripur, I said Hari Hari. He is saying like you have to say Haripol when I say Haripol. I thought okay, it doesn't make any sense. You're demanding me to say I can. But yeah, that's all, Prabhu. Thank you.
okay. All right. Hare Krishna. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Vanchakalpurubhyasya kripa
Hare
sindhubhya.
Krishna,
Pranam
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.